Welcome back to the channel. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks ordinary at first glance, a simple, worn 1985 US penny. You might think it's worth exactly 1 cent, maybe a little less if we're talking about inflation. But what if I told you this humble coin could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. The 1985 US penny isn't just another piece of spare change. For some collectors, it's a treasure trove hiding in plain sight. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of the 1985 penny to uncover its secrets, what makes it special, and how you can find out if you're sitting on a small fortune. So, let's start with a question: why would a coin minted by the billions be worth more than a cent? The answer lies in its details. First, let's talk about the basics of the 1985 penny. This coin is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1909. By 1985, the penny was made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, a significant change from the pre-1982 pennies, which were mostly copper. This composition switch was driven by rising metal costs, but it also introduced new possibilities for minting errors. And this is where things get interesting. In 1985, the United States Mint produced pennies in vast quantities, with billions minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. Yet, among these billions, a few anomalies slipped through, anomalies that now make certain 1985 pennies incredibly valuable. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes some 1985 pennies so special? The answer lies in the world of error coins. Error coins are minting mistakes that occurred during production, and they are the stuff of dreams for collectors. These errors can range from doubled die obverse, where the design appears doubled, to off-center strikes, die cracks, and even variations in the metal composition. Each of these errors tells a unique story about the minting process and creates a coin that's truly one of a kind. Let's break down some of the most valuable errors found on 1985 pennies. First up is the doubled die obverse, or DDO. This error happens when the die, the engraved stamp used to strike the coin, is misaligned or used more than once. As a result, certain parts of the coin's design, like the date, the word Liberty, or even Abraham Lincoln's profile, appear doubled. For collectors, this error is like finding a hidden signature on a famous painting. Some 1985 pennies with clear doubling have fetched impressive sums at auctions, sometimes going for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition. Then, we have off-center strikes. This happens when the blank coin, known as a planchet, isn't properly aligned with the die. The result? A coin that looks partially blank or has an uneven design. While minor off-center strikes are relatively common, severe ones, where a significant portion of the design is missing, are much rarer and more valuable. Imagine holding a 1985 penny where Lincoln's face is pushed so far to the side that it's barely on the coin. These pieces can command significant premiums because they're both visually striking and rare. Another fascinating error to look out for is die cracks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks due to wear and tear. When this happens, the crack appears as a raised line or pattern on the coin's surface. These cracks can form in unique shapes, adding an element of artistry to the error. On 1985 pennies, some collectors have even found die cracks that resemble lightning bolts or other interesting shapes, making these coins highly sought after. But the intrigue doesn't stop there. One of the rarest and most valuable errors in 1985 pennies involves variations in their composition. Occasionally, planchets from other denominations or years get mixed into the production line, resulting in coins struck on the wrong material. For example, a 1985 penny struck on a dime planchet would be significantly smaller and lighter than a standard penny. These wrong planchet errors are exceptionally rare and can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. It would be like hitting the lottery. Now that we've explored what makes some 1985 pennies so special, let's talk about how you can identify a valuable one. First, you'll need a few tools: a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin closely, a digital scale to check its weight, and possibly a reference guide or online database for comparison. Start by examining the key areas of the coin, like the date, Liberty, and Lincoln's profile. Look for signs of doubling, unusual patterns, or any other irregularities. Next, weigh the coin to see if it matches the standard weight of 2.5 grams for post-1982 pennies. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, you might have a composition error on your hands. Once you've identified a potential treasure, the next step is to determine its value. This involves assessing the coin's condition, which is crucial in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless specimen. Even a small difference in grade can mean a big difference in value, so it's worth having your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations will authenticate and encapsulate your coin, giving it an official grade that can significantly increase its marketability. Now comes the exciting part: cashing in. If you've got a valuable 1985 penny, there are several ways to sell it. Online platforms like eBay are popular choices, offering access to a global market of collectors. However, selling through a reputable auction house or directly to a coin dealer can also be great options, especially for high-value coins. When selling, make sure to present clear, high-quality photos of your coin, highlighting any unique features or errors. Transparency is key to building trust with potential buyers and ensuring you get the best price. But before you rush to sell, consider this: the value of collectible coins often increases over time, especially as they become scarcer. Holding on to your 1985 penny for a few more years could pay off in the long run. Plus, there's the thrill of being part of a community that appreciates the artistry and history of these small but mighty objects. As we wrap up, let me leave you with a thought: how many 1985 pennies have you handled in your lifetime without giving them a second glance? Could one of them have been a hidden gem? The next time you sift through your spare change, take a closer look. That unassuming penny might just change your life. And if you found a rare or valuable coin, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more fascinating tales from the world of numismatics. And remember, the next coin in your hand could be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. Have you ever thought about how a simple penny could change your life? Believe it or not, the 1989 US penny might just be your golden ticket. This ordinary coin, hidden in pockets, jars, and drawers across America, has stories that collectors are dying to uncover. Could yours be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your coin jar, and why one little mistake from the US Mint could mean a big payday for you. In 1909, the US Mint introduced a new coin, the Lincoln penny. Created to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first major change to American coinage in over 50 years. Since then, pennies have evolved, but one thing has remained constant: they're often overlooked. However, there's one penny, the 1989 US penny, that could change that perception forever. You see, the 1989 penny might seem like any other penny, but it has a rich history packed with minting anomalies, errors, and coins that are far from ordinary. Billions of these pennies were minted, but not all are the same. Some carry rare characteristics that make them incredibly valuable, and today, we're going to uncover those secrets. What makes the 1989 penny so special? The answer lies in the minting errors, oddities, and some of the rarest coins ever created. By the end of this video, you'll know how to spot these rare treasures and possibly find one hidden in your own collection. But before we dive in, let's take a closer look at the 1989 penny itself. First, let's get some key facts about the 1989 penny out of the way. Over 12 billion pennies were minted that year, both in Philadelphia and Denver. The composition of the penny is crucial to understanding its value. It's made up of 97.5% zinc, with only 2.5% copper plating. This composition became standard after 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched to using zinc in pennies due to rising copper prices. Now, while these pennies may look the same, the devil is in the details. The mint mark is something to keep an eye on. Most 1989 pennies carry the D mint mark, indicating they were produced in Denver. If the penny doesn't have a mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. These little details play a major role in determining a penny's rarity and value, but it's the minting errors and anomalies that collectors are really after. 1989 wasn't just any regular year for the U.S. Mint, it was packed with unusual mistakes and errors that make certain pennies highly valuable. One of the most coveted types of errors are die errors. If you look closely at a 1989 penny, you may spot something strange, like doubling on the date or the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This doubling effect happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, creating a distinctive, bold duplication of the design. These types of coins are extremely sought after by collectors, and if you find one, it could be worth hundreds of dollars, but that's just the beginning. Another error that makes certain 1989 pennies valuable is the off-center strike. When the metal planchet, the blank penny, doesn't line up properly with the die during the striking process, it can create an off-center image. These irregularly struck coins often sell for several $100s, depending on how far off-center the image is, and if that wasn't enough, some 1989 pennies feature plating errors. These coins have issues with the copper coating, often showing exposed zinc underneath. This can happen when the copper layer doesn't fully coat the penny, and it's a rare flaw that makes these coins intriguing to collectors. The more extreme the plating error, the higher the value, but even these minting errors pale in comparison to the one mystery coin that has eluded collectors for years. What is it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll unravel the mystery behind this elusive penny, and how it could be sitting in your change jar right now. Now, let's dive into the most valuable 1989 pennies. Some of these error coins can fetch serious money, especially if they're in great condition. Let's talk about the double die obverse and reverse pennies, a coin so rare that it's considered the holy grail for collectors. This error happens when the die is mistakenly struck twice, resulting in a dramatic doubling of features like the year, the word "Liberty," or the phrase, "In God We Trust." These double die pennies are extremely valuable, with some selling for hundreds of dollars at auction, and then there are the off-center and broad-struck pennies. These coins are created when the metal planchet isn't properly aligned during the striking process. If you find one of these, especially one that's been struck way off-center, it could be worth up to $500 or more, depending on the severity of the misalignment. But perhaps the most intriguing are the rare copper plating anomalies. These coins have missing copper layers, exposing the zinc underneath. This rare mistake makes the coins more desirable to collectors, and their value can be higher than you might expect. Some have sold for thousands of dollars, making them highly sought after in the coin collecting community. Condition is also a major factor in determining the value of a 1989 penny. An uncirculated penny, one that's been kept in pristine condition, can fetch 10 times or more than its face value. So, if you've kept your pennies in a jar, now might be the time to take a closer look. A high-grade 1989 penny, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, could be worth thousands of dollars. Imagine finding an uncirculated, error-free 1989 penny. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. But wait, there's one 1989 penny so rare, its value isn't just in the hundreds, it's in the thousands. In fact, it's so rare, it could be worth a small fortune. So, what's the story behind this incredible find? Stay tuned, because we're about to reveal the unicorn of 1989 pennies. Before we get into the rarest of the rare, let's talk about the elusive 1989 proof penny. Proof coins are special, struck specifically for collectors. They're polished to perfection, with mirror-like finishes and highly detailed designs. Proof coins are rarely found in circulation, but occasionally, one slips through the cracks and ends up in someone's pocket. The 1989 proof penny, for instance, was struck at the San Francisco Mint. These proof coins are highly collectible, and high-grade examples have been known to sell for $500 to $1,000 at auction. But what happens when a proof penny enters circulation? This is where things get interesting. A misplaced or lost proof penny can be a goldmine for collectors. If you happen to find one of these coins in your change jar, you could be holding onto a rare treasure. Proof pennies like this are in high demand, and their value continues to rise. Could your loose change hold one of these rare proof coins? If so, here's how to spot it. Look for a mirror-like finish, sharp details, and a flawless design. The 1989 proof penny is particularly valuable in high grade, so if you find one, get it graded by a professional service. Now that you know how to spot valuable 1989 pennies, let's talk about the one coin that could redefine the term rare. This penny is the stuff of legend in the coin collecting world. It's rumored that there's one penny out there, misstruck in such a way that it's practically priceless. Some say it's a proof coin with an error so rare, it could fetch $10,000 or more. How do you spot it? Keep your eyes peeled for a coin that doesn't just look wrong, it looks too perfect, with just enough of an error to make it worth a fortune. To spot this once-in-a-lifetime find, examine every detail. Look for unique features like double dies, off-center strikes, or strange plating anomalies. If you think you've found something special, don't hesitate to get it graded by a professional service. The grading process is crucial because it determines the value of your coin. You could be sitting on a penny worth thousands, or even tens of thousands. If you've got a rare find, could you be sitting on the penny of a lifetime? It's possible. But only if you know what to look for. And the best part? It could be sitting right there in your change jar, waiting to be discovered. So, what makes the 1989 penny so unique? The minting errors, the rare proof coins, and the pristine condition are just the tip of the iceberg. The real value of these pennies lies in their history and their potential to surprise even the most experienced collectors. If you've ever wondered if that penny you found in your couch cushions is worth anything, now you know what to look for. Check your change jars, your coin collections, and your old piggy banks. You never know when you might find the next big treasure. And if you think the 1989 penny is exciting, wait until you hear about the next penny collectors are calling the $1 million mistake. You won't want to miss it. So, what are you waiting for? Your next big find might be hiding in plain sight. Could a simple penny sitting in your pocket change your life? Imagine this: you're casually going through your spare change, and suddenly, you come across what appears to be an ordinary 1997 US penny. But what if I told you this tiny, unassuming coin could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars? It sounds unbelievable, right? Well, you're about to discover the secrets behind this mind-blowing phenomenon. Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what you're about to learn could make you look at your loose change in a whole new way. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss the shocking twist we'll reveal later on. Let's start with a simple question. What is it about the 1997 US penny that could make it worth so much more than its face value? At first glance, it's just another Lincoln cent, the type of coin that most of us barely even notice. But sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. To understand why some 1997 pennies are so special, we need to go back to the basics. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American currency since 1909. This iconic coin was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was groundbreaking at the time. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness, and its design has stood the test of time, with only minor changes over the decades. By 1997, the Lincoln penny had already become one of the most widely recognized coins in the world. But even though billions of pennies were minted that year, not all of them were created equal. In 1997, the United States Mint produced pennies at two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Together, these mints churned out billions of coins. The pennies were made using a copper-plated zinc composition, which had replaced the pure copper penny in 1982. Each penny weighed exactly 2.5 grams and featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, or back. On the surface, there's nothing particularly remarkable about these coins. They were everyday pocket change, used for everything from buying a pack of gum to getting change for $1. So, why would anyone think a 1997 penny could be worth a fortune? Here's where things get interesting. Among the billions of pennies minted in 1997, a small number of them stand out. These are the coins that collectors dream about, the ones that can fetch jaw-dropping prices at auction. But what makes these pennies so valuable? The answer lies in the imperfections, the tiny, often barely noticeable mistakes that occurred during the minting process. These errors, while unintentional, are what turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. Let's talk about error coins. An error coin is a coin that deviates from its intended design due to a mistake during the minting process. These errors can take many forms, and each type of error has its own level of rarity and desirability. For 1997 pennies, some of the most sought-after errors include double die obverse, or DDO, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Let's break these down. The double die obverse is one of the most famous and valuable types of error. This occurs when the die, the metal piece used to strike the coin, is engraved with a duplicate image or text. On a 1997 penny, a DDO might show doubling in areas like the date, the word Liberty, or even Lincoln's profile. To the naked eye, this doubling might look like a faint shadow or a ghost-like duplicate image, but under magnification, it becomes much clearer. Collectors go crazy for these coins because they're rare, they're visually striking, and they're a piece of minting history. Another type of error to watch for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank, or planchet, is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. The result is a coin where the design is shifted to one side, leaving part of the coin blank. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Some off-center pennies are so dramatically misaligned that only a portion of Lincoln's portrait is visible, making them highly collectible. Die cracks are another intriguing type of error. These occur when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, leaving raised lines or patterns on the coin's surface. On a 1997 penny, a die crack might look like a tiny spiderweb or a lightning bolt running across the coin. While these errors are often small, they're a sign of a coin's unique history, and they add to its value. Now, let's talk numbers. Just how valuable can a 1997 penny with an error be? The answer depends on several factors, including the type of error, the coin's condition, and the level of demand among collectors. But make no mistake, these coins can fetch serious money. At auction, rare 1997 error pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. And in some cases, the right combination of rarity and condition can push the price even higher. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that turns out to be worth more than your monthly rent, your car payment, or even your entire year's salary. It's not just a dream, it's a reality for those lucky enough to discover one of these hidden treasures. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1997 penny? The first step is to take a closer look at your coins. Start by gathering your loose change and inspecting each penny carefully. You'll need a few basic tools for this process. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is essential for spotting tiny details like doubling or die cracks. A digital scale can help you check the coin's weight, which might reveal material errors. And coin flip holders are a great way to protect any potentially valuable finds. When examining a 1997 penny, pay close attention to key areas like the date, the word Liberty, and Lincoln's profile. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or unusual markings. Compare your coin to a standard 1997 penny to spot any differences. Even the smallest variation could be a sign that your penny is special. If you think you've found a valuable coin, the next step is to confirm its authenticity and value. This is where professional grading services come in. Companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, specialize in authenticating and grading coins. They'll examine your penny under high magnification, assign it a grade based on its condition, and provide a certificate of authenticity. This certificate is crucial if you plan to sell your coin, as it gives buyers confidence in its legitimacy and value. Speaking of selling, where should you go if you want to cash in on your 1997 penny? There are several options, each with its own advantages. Online platforms like eBay offer access to a global market of collectors, allowing you to reach the widest possible audience. However, selling on eBay requires some knowledge of how to create an effective listing, set a competitive price, and communicate with potential buyers. For high-value coins, auction houses can be an excellent choice. Reputable auction houses have connections with serious collectors and can help you get top dollar for your coin. Just keep in mind that auction houses typically charge fees for their services, so factor that into your decision. Another option is to work with a professional coin dealer. Dealers have extensive knowledge of the market and can offer immediate payment for your coin. However, they're also looking to make a profit, so their offers may be lower than what you could get through an auction or private sale. At this point, you might be wondering, what are the chances of actually finding a valuable 1997 penny? The truth is, these coins are rare, but they're out there. Error coins often go unnoticed because most people don't take the time to closely examine their change. By educating yourself and knowing what to look for, you're already ahead of the game. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store or gas station could bring you face to face with a hidden treasure. But wait, there's more to this story. While the 1997 penny holds incredible potential, it's not the only coin from the 1990s that's worth a fortune. In fact, there's another penny from this era that's even rarer and more valuable. Could it be hiding in your collection? You'll have to stay tuned for our next video to find out. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your loose change, start searching, and see if you have a 1997 penny that could change your life. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. If you found any rare coins or have questions about coin collecting, leave a comment below. Who knows? Your discovery might even be featured in one of our future videos. Remember, the treasure is out there. You just have to know where to look. Good luck, and happy hunting. Have you ever wondered if a coin in your pocket could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that one of the most common coins in circulation, the humble 1999 US penny, might just be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth? Yes, you heard that right. A penny, worth 1 cent at face value, could make you hundreds, thousands, or even millions richer. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this seemingly ordinary coin has collectors everywhere losing their minds, and how you might already have one sitting unnoticed in a jar at home. The Lincoln penny is a staple of American coinage. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it's the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. Over the years, it's undergone minor changes, but its place in our pockets and piggy banks has remained constant. By 1999, billions of pennies had been minted, flooding the economy with what most people saw as insignificant coins. Yet, hidden among these billions lies a mystery that has baffled experts, captivated collectors, and left the rest of us wondering, could a 1999 penny truly be worth more than its weight in gold? The answer lies in what makes some coins extraordinary while others remain ordinary. The 1999 penny was minted in massive quantities, over 5 billion to be exact. With numbers like that, you'd think there's nothing special about it. But here's the twist: certain 1999 pennies possess rare and highly valuable characteristics that set them apart from the rest. These differences can turn a penny into a treasure, and it all comes down to something called die variations and minting errors. Now, if you're new to the world of coin collecting, you might be wondering what die variations are and why they're such a big deal. Simply put, die variations happen when something goes wrong during the minting process. Coins are struck using metal dies that imprint the design onto the blank pieces of metal. If a die is misaligned, damaged, or swapped incorrectly, it can produce coins with unique characteristics that collectors will pay big money to own. For the 1999 penny, one of the most famous and valuable errors is the wide AM variety. This refers to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin. In most pennies from that year, the letters are nearly touching, known as the close AM design. But a select few were mistakenly minted using a die intended for proof coins, resulting in a noticeable gap between the letters. This simple difference turns a common penny into a rare find. How rare, you ask? Some wide AM pennies have sold for over $500 at auction. And that's just for starters. There's more to uncover about the 1999 penny that could make it worth even more. While the wide AM variety grabs much of the spotlight, it's not the only error to look for. Double die coins are another prized discovery. These coins display doubling in certain parts of their design, most often in the date, lettering, or other fine details. Imagine holding a penny where the numbers 1999 appear slightly duplicated. This isn't a printing flaw but a minting anomaly, and it can significantly increase the value of the coin. Then there are misstruck pennies, where the design is off-center or partially missing, making them highly sought after by collectors. Some of these errors fetch thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. But wait, there's an even rarer type of 1999 penny you probably haven't heard of yet. Stick with me, because we're about to dive into the pinnacle of coin collecting mysteries. When it comes to coins, condition is everything. Even the most valuable die variations or minting errors won't fetch top dollar if the coin is heavily worn or damaged. That's where grading comes in. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from good, for heavily circulated coins, to mint state, for pristine, untouched specimens. A professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC, can authenticate and grade your coin, giving collectors confidence in its value. And here's the kicker: a mint state 1999 wide AM penny can sell for 10 times, or even 100 times, more than one in average condition. Think about it. That penny you tossed in a jar years ago might be worth more than a luxury vacation if it's in good enough shape. So, how do you know if you've got a 1999 penny worth keeping? The first step is simple: grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting your pennies. Look for that distinctive wide AM spacing in the word America on the reverse. Check the date for signs of doubling, or examine the edges for unusual misstrikes. You don't need to be an expert, just a keen eye and a little patience can go a long way. And if you're unsure, there are plenty of resources available online. Websites, forums, and even mobile apps can help you identify and value your coins. The coin collecting community is vast and welcoming, so don't hesitate to share your finds and ask for advice. Now, let's talk about the ultimate 1999 penny, the one that every collector dreams of finding. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, struck using polished dies and blanks to create sharp details and mirror-like finishes. Occasionally, proof coins escape into circulation by accident, making them incredibly rare. A 1999 wide AM proof penny is the holy grail of Lincoln pennies. One such coin sold for over $1,500 at auction, and that's just one example. Who knows how much a pristine, undiscovered proof penny could be worth today? Could it break records? Could it sell for hundreds of thousands, or even millions? The possibilities are endless, and the excitement is real. Here's the real question: how can you tell if you found a proof-like 1999 penny in circulation? Proof coins have a distinct, reflective surface and crisp, detailed designs. If you find a 1999 penny that looks unusually shiny or sharp, it's worth taking a closer look. It might just be the jackpot you've been dreaming of. To wrap things up, let's recap what we've learned. The 1999 US penny, while seemingly ordinary, holds secrets that can make it extraordinarily valuable. From the wide AM error to double dies, misstrikes, and the rare proof coins, these variations have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Condition and rarity are key, so be sure to check your coins carefully and consider professional grading for anything that looks promising. Now it's your turn. Go grab that jar of pennies collecting dust in your closet, or check the coins in your wallet right now. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. And if you do find something special, don't forget to share your discovery in the comments below. Who knows, you might just inspire someone else to start their own treasure hunt. Before you go, here's a little teaser: if you thought the 1999 penny was fascinating, wait until you hear about the coin collectors call the $1 million dime. That's coming up in our next video, so be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned. Your pocket change might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. The 2005 US penny may seem like just another coin you've come across countless times in your life, jingling in your pocket or lying forgotten in a jar on your shelf. But what if this small copper-colored coin, worth just 1 cent on its face, could be hiding a fascinating story or even a surprising value? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Believe it or not, some seemingly ordinary pennies from 2005 have become the subject of intrigue and excitement for coin collectors, and it's not just because of their age. First, let's take a moment to understand the backdrop of the 2005 penny. Part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, the penny has a rich history dating back to 1909 when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than an allegorical figure. The obverse side has remained largely unchanged since its debut, featuring Lincoln's profile, while the reverse has seen a few redesigns over the years. In 2005, the penny still featured the classic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo in 1959. Now, here's where things get interesting. On the surface, the 2005 penny doesn't immediately stand out from other coins in circulation. It was struck in large quantities, with billions of coins minted that year across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, when it comes to coin collecting, it's often the tiny details, the ones most of us overlook, that make all the difference. One of the key factors that can make any coin, including the 2005 penny, particularly valuable is the presence of minting errors. These errors occur during the production process, and while they're technically mistakes, they're considered highly collectible by numismatists. That's just a fancy term for coin collectors. In 2005, some pennies were struck with unique variations that can fetch significant sums on the market. For example, Misstrikes like off-center strikes or coins with double die errors, where part of the design appears to have been stamped twice, can dramatically increase a coin's worth. Among the most coveted 2005 pennies are those with rare die varieties. Take the double die obverse, DDO, error, for instance. This occurs when the coin's obverse die shifts slightly between strikes, causing a doubling effect on certain parts of the design, such as the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. A 2005 penny with a prominent double die error could be worth much more than face value, depending on its condition and the prominence of the doubling. Speaking of condition, let's talk about why it matters so much in the world of coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. The higher the grade, the more desirable and valuable the coin becomes. For a 2005 penny to command top dollar, it would need to be in pristine condition, virtually untouched, with its original luster intact. Coins in lower grades can still hold some value if they have notable errors or rare variations, but those in mint state are the ones collectors dream about. It's also worth mentioning that proof coins from 2005 are particularly sought after. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, with extra care given to their striking and finish. These coins are not meant for general circulation and often have a mirror-like surface with sharp details. In 2005, proof pennies were minted at the San Francisco Mint, bearing the S mint mark. While these proof coins are not necessarily rare in themselves, any proof coin with errors or unique characteristics becomes a prized find. But it's not just errors and proof coins that catch collectors' eyes, sometimes it's the composition of the coin itself. Since 1982, U.S. pennies have been made mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating, as opposed to the nearly pure copper composition of earlier years. However, some transitional coins struck in error, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, the blank piece of metal before it becomes a coin, can also turn up unexpectedly. While there's no documented case of this happening with 2005 pennies, the possibility of finding such a coin keeps collectors searching. So, how can you check your own 2005 pennies for hidden treasures? Start by examining your coins under good lighting, using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot fine details. Look closely at the lettering, date, and Lincoln's profile for signs of doubling or other irregularities. Pay attention to the edges of the coin, as off-center strikes are easier to spot. And don't forget the reverse side. Errors like the Lincoln Memorial appearing misaligned or distorted are also possible. If you think you found a unique 2005 penny, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations can authenticate and grade your coin, giving you a better sense of its market value. While there is a fee for grading, it can be worth it if your coin turns out to be something special. The potential value of a 2005 penny varies widely based on factors like rarity, condition, and demand. Common pennies from this year are worth exactly 1 cent in circulation, but error coins or those in exceptional condition could sell for anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds, or even more if they're particularly rare. For example, a double die penny in mint state could easily fetch several $100s at auction. And for proof pennies with unique characteristics? The sky's the limit. In conclusion, the 2005 penny is more than just a small piece of change. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary stories, and sometimes, extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a jar of spare change, it's worth taking a closer look at your coins. Who knows? That humble penny in your hand might just be the key to an exciting discovery, or even a little extra cash. So, what are you waiting for? Start your treasure hunt today.